You've converted your grass to water smart landscaping, and now you want to call back for the final inspection to make sure that you can get your cash rebate as well as our new bonus tree incentive. Let me tell you what we look for and how to make sure you'll pass. This is for customers who have applied and been approved for the Water Smart Landscapes rebate. If you haven't and are interested, the details are on SNWA.com. Once you're ready to schedule a final inspection, give us a call at 702-862-3760. So the first thing that we want to do is take a good look at the conversion area. And that could be anything from the rocks that they put within the conversion area, as well as artificial turf to pavers and compacted granite as well. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and start with here. One of the key things that you want to make sure that you look for when there is some sort of rock conversion is to make sure that the weed barrier is not plastic. So anything else that would qualify would be any type of permeable weed barrier, netting, cloth, fabric, and that all works perfect. In this case here, I just want to make sure that I check the surrounding areas to make sure that the weed barrier is okay. And as you can see, they have the perfect type that we need. Also on top of that too, they have a low volume drip system, which is critical for what we need in the valley. Some of the key drippers that we wouldn't qualify would be anything from like a bubbler to a drizzler to an actual sprinkler head itself. The reason why is because it actually flows out a lot more water than a typical dripper. So we're looking for something that's about 20 gallons per hour or less. And this is a perfect example. One of the other things that we want to make sure that we check is that making sure the homeowner has at least 50% plant coverage. In this particular case here, he has artificial turf, so we're going to be looking at the plants that he's actually put outside of the conversion area. This right here is a rose. It's not going to have that much square footage, but it still counts. And then we also have some decent sized shrubs here. That one looks like a lemon bottle brush. And then we also have some other ones around the conversion area that are going to give him even more coverage as well. One of the key questions that homeowners have is when they look at their plants, they say, how could this possibly be 50% plant coverage? We have a lot of small trees here, small shrubs. However, what we're looking at is basing the plants off the full growth potential that they will have in the future. So if you want to know the full size of any type of tree that you're going to be putting in your conversion area, you can actually go to our website at snwa.com and actually look at our plant list to actually look at the plant size and the full square footage that you'll be receiving for each plant. The last step is actually the most common failure for most customers when it comes to the final inspection, and that's the pressure regulator and filter. Essentially what we're looking here is to make sure that they have the two pieces, the filter and the pressure regulator. The filter is actually to make sure that you can keep your lines clean and that there's no type of buildup of residue within the tubing. The pressure regulator is to make sure that the tubing doesn't pop off. One other thing that we also want to make sure when we check the box is to make sure that there's no leaks within the system. And a big way to check that is to actually look inside of the box when we look for the pressure regulator and filter. If it's full of water or we can see that it's leaking, it's not going to pass the final inspection and we need to do a follow-up visit. So after doing this inspection, the customer meets all requirements and everything looks great. So essentially what's going to happen now is I'm going to take this back to the office and all you got to do now is wait for your check.